So I'm here with the amazing Kathy Sdao, which you just blew me away over Clear Expo the last 3 days. Your talks were so exciting. So I'm very excited that you're coming to Australia, coming to Hills District.
That makes two of us. I'm excited too.
Awesome. Well, there's a lot to be excited about in Australia.
I've never been there.
Oh, you've never been?
No, first time.
Well, I'm excited for you. But tell us a little bit about your background, because you have one of the most incredible past careers ever. You trained dolphins to...
Yeah, I've trained dolphins in a few different settings. So I worked for the United States Navy to do mine detection work and detonation. I did work at a research lab at the University of Hawaii, training dolphins artificial sign language. I was a zookeeper in Washington State, worked with beluga whales and walruses. So I've worked with marine mammals in several different settings. I'm really lucky.
Yeah, incredible. And one of the cool things that you talked about that reflected a lot on what we're doing with dogs now, about allowing them to go to a stimuli that, you know, so many people think would be a bad thing,
right?
Which is, you know, what farmers do with sheep, and get sheepdogs to follow all the commands and cues and everything like that. Right. You were doing that with dolphins way back.
We did an experiment. It would have been like in 1988. It's a long time ago, but seeing if we could use as a reinforcement the opportunity for those Navy dolphins doing pretty important work to take a break and go off and surf the wakes of humpback whales that were in Kaneohe Bay in Hawaii where we were working. So we wanted to use a unique reinforcer, and that opportunity to go play with the whales seemed to be helpful.
And so how did you end up going from doing all that interesting stuff all around the world to Dog World?
You know, I ended up moving to Tacoma, Washington, my home city, and falling in love with living there. But I was a zookeeper for many years, and when I decided I'd had enough of that, I wanted to be creative and not have to move to another place where I could be a marine mammal trainer. So training dogs was my creative solution to living in a beautiful place for longer, and I've loved it. So I've trained dogs for, it's been about 20 years now.
And you had a daycare as well?
I had a dog daycare as my way of immersing myself in dog behavior when I made that switch, because I was foolish enough to think I understood dogs because I trained marine mammals, and that wasn't right. So I owned a daycare for 3 or 4 years and spent a whole lot of time with those groups of dogs, and they taught me.
Tell me the number one thing that having a daycare taught you.
Oh my goodness, how much did it teach me? Good Lord. What's the number one thing having a daycare taught me? I think it really taught me the importance of having dogs be able to have the opportunity to interact off leash, but in a way that has some structure that makes it safe and fun. So I think there's, at least in the United States, the tendency to have dog daycares which are unstructured and rowdy, and the dogs, I think, can be very stressed. So we made it a very careful effort to make sure that our daycare was fun, but also the dogs would be able to respond to a recall and be able to down when we cued them to do so, and didn't have any aggression through the fences. So we did some training while the dogs were in daycare. I think that made it be a more safe place for them.
Awesome. And what are we going to expect from you when you come down under?
Oh, I'm going to keep it a secret to keep you... I think that we agreed that the seminar that I would do is basically some errors to avoid in training. So as I've been doing training in a lot of different contexts, one of the things I come up against is the mistakes that I make, the mistakes I see other trainers make. So I think we're going to just talk about some of those and how we can avoid them and do better.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and can't wait to see you down under.
Can't wait either. Thank you, Dan.